These other ones. Sus is he's a small, frail little kobold. He, his favorite things is tinkering things, making things that go boom. He likes doing fancy things, finesseful things. And he loves talking your ear off, a little bit of banter. He carries his toolkit, his quiet kit for keeping the head voices quiet. He's got his listening horn, because when you're around this many explosions, you're a little deaf. He's got an old reliable crossbow, pair of goggles, and of course, lastly, some flint and steel, because everybody likes burning some things.
Well, my name is Grunkelman, and I am the shaman here. And although people don't realize it, I'm really the one in charge. You see, I have many things. I know all of the dark magics. I know witchcraft. I can summon the most powerful demons of all in hell. And I have a number of powerful objects which assist me. Gerald is the most powerful of all of my objects. He is my favorite, my friend, my companion. He advises me when I need it. I have my staff, which allows me to cast evil dark magics at people. I also have my knife, which I can use for sacrifice and blood. I have a selection of teeth that I cast and look into the bones to see the future and the past. I also have my nose flute, blue, 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 because I like to play. And I have a collection of very tasteful satire. People might say drawings. They're in various positions that I like, and I look at them at night.
As you cast
It's
your mind,
art, baby.
as you cast your mind back, you remember how you're all members of a failed dungeon, one that collapsed in upon itself after your master was overthrown by an adventuring party. Your dungeon was ransacked, and remnants of the minions and creatures tore each other apart in the ensuing power struggle. While you never really knew each other before, in the ensuing chaos and the escape from the doomed dungeon, you recognise the spark of a wicked one in each of each other, a monster that can suppress their horrible nature long enough to work towards a master plan. Seeing firsthand how precarious a dungeon run by one master can be, you decided to band together and set up a dungeon of your own. However, that was weeks ago. Now you sit huddled around a dying campfire under a tree as rain pours down around you. You're soaked, cold, tired, and pretty pissed off. You've been on the run through human lands and haven't managed to find a spot to settle in. You've gone hungry the last several nights. One thing you're certain of, though, the lands around you are full of ripe targets, but you're going to need a refuge first, a place from which to launch your raids and fall back to for safety. As you sit together watching the fire slowly die, as the wind splashes it with rain, your thoughts turn towards what your future dungeon will be like. So, what's on your mind? What is this dungeon you picture? What's its entrance going to look like from the outside?
Lots of bones and spikes. We need to make sure that anyone who comes close, knows not to come inside and mind their own business.
And this time, Sass, you can't get caught on your own traps. That's what we found last time.
It's all right. I'll make him a little taller so I can just walk through.
Good, good. I don't want to find you hanging off of some spikes again this time.
Yeah, could you write down where you put them? I might have stepped in one or two myself, and I forget where they are.
It's all right. That's half the fun. Not knowing where they is.
Yes, I didn't like it when I found one secretly in my sleeping chamber. That was unpleasant. So, spikes and bones, you say? So
Yeah,
we want
lots
to
of
put it to scare people, yes. So people
Yeah.
come and they see the amount of bones we've stored, and the amount of kills we've made, and the amount of death we've caused, and they fear us.
Yeah. No, none of that hideaway stuff, right? We pick a place, we plant our flag, if that's what they call it, and we make it ours. People won't come because they're scared, not because they can't find it.
Wait, Gerald has something to say. What was that? You want to build our lair into the side of a volcano? And we can lace it with bone, fossils, and skulls. I like the idea of being in the side of a volcano. Lots of fire.
But fire's really hot.
Yes. Burns.
What will the floors be like? What smells will greet people as they enter? What will your hoard look like? And what will the lighting be like inside your dungeon?
It's a good question.
Lots of little heads on sticks. Because if that was your friend, you can get more friends, and we could tie them up so that other people know how many friends you've got.
We could put lights into the skulls so they like illuminate the walls, and they could be in skulls so the candle goes in the skull or in the head.
Yeah, and can you make it so they move when people come and like look like they're laughing at them?
Of course I can. So yeah.
I like
that. Yes, I like it. And they can turn very slowly to look at the person as they pass.
Yeah.
What kind of smell though? Sass, what do you think smells?
What if we just we make it smell like bodies all the time, just old bodies, old meat.
Like
Just-
slightly going off, like not completely rotten, but like turning.
Yeah, you know bad things is in there.
Yes,
A little bit
slightly.
of gunpowder, a little bit of singe smell.
Oh, singed, like almost like burnt, going off meat.
Yeah.
Just how we all like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So what about we could have as they walk through, right? We could have, rather than just regular stone, we could crush up bits of bones. There's fragments of bone all the way along the floor. So every time you step, you go crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh, and then we know when Peoples is coming in, right? Who's stupid enough to enter our beautiful stronghold?
Exactly. We hear them crunching through the bones.
Oh,
And
no.
as we collect treasure, what do we want our hood to look like?
Well, we gotta have goblins. That's important. Gotta have goblins and wargs. You can't have an army without goblins and wargs.
Oh, yes, I suppose so. I mean, they're goblins. I mean,
Yeah.
they have a place in society at the bottom. But
Yeah.
there is a place, you know.
What would you rather have?
Oh, you mean rather than goblins?
What's bigger? Not bigger than us, though.
I like
really
small
big.
things. I like to be the biggest thing. I mean,
Everything's
other
bigger
than you.
me, baby.
Yeah, very small, Sass. I mean, Derek's bigger than me, but other than that, I like everything being small. I mean, goblins, pretty small, but we should get the really small goblins.
All right. If they're really small goblins, then they can be more sneaky. And if Sus puts traps and remembers where they are, then we can have the goblins kill anyone who falls into the trap before they get out of the trap, and then we get more bones for more stronghold.
Yes. We can add the bones of the fallen to the strongholds as time goes on. We should have we want some kind of big cage for all of our things, because goblins are sneaky and I don't want them stealing things from us.
What form will your treasure hoard take? Will it be a pile of scattered coins and glowing crystals, stacks of weapons, a pile of junk and artifacts, treasure chests brimming with gold and jewels?
if we do have a pile of shiny yellows, gold, then more people will come and get the gold. But then they'll fall into the traps and the goblins, and then we'll get more bones. So we need gold.
You mean you want it to
Bait.
look like a classic hoard? Things that sparkle, the shiniest coins. Things untouched by rust and decay, so that those
Yeah.
who see it are tempted to come towards our stronghold, only to
Yeah.
fall to their deaths.
Exactly. See, I told you I was the smart one.
Yes, yes, I like it. So, something obvious. Maybe we could broadcast our hoard.
Can
We send out
can,
spiritual apparitions of the thing.
can you put a big arrow in the sky saying gold here?
It can be done.
Eh,
Possible.
if you put a bit of fire as well, make people look at it. Yeah, like set like big colourful fire.
But
Sus,
this is-
can you?
This is
can
why
you-
we put it into the volcano, because we can make it explode when we want people to look at us.
I like this. This is much better than the last stupid cave. It was badly done.
As if the dark gods themselves are listening as you talk of fire, your campfire goes out as a cold wind blows and rain in your faces. You shiver and the conversation dies off. But then, you just barely hear a voice. It's the light tongue, the language of the humans, elves, dwarves, and other of their ilk. You can't understand it, but you know it when you hear it. It grates on your nerves. It's a ways away, but you hear it again, followed by the unmistakable laughter. The sound at ease, comfortable. They're talking with a friend who laughs in return. People out in the cold don't talk like that. You look at each other, realizing you might be able to get out of the rain. You know from your
Awesome.
experience that this has the making of a raid. Maybe often you were sent out, part of the previous dungeon lord's minions, to do such raids, and you know it's important to come up with a plan. You ponder this. What kind of plan would you like? Is it going to be a tricky plan? Are you going to slaughter them to every last person? Are you going to talk it out? Are you going to set a trap? Is it just going to be sneak in, sneak out, smash and grab? The options are limitless.
What do we do? How many are there? I don't know. How many?
There's at least 2.
Yes, at least 2. Could be more.
And there's 3 of us. So you do your magic, you do your contraption thingies, and I'll do the smashing. Easy.
So, Grunkle Bun, can you give me a scan action roll, please?
I can try.
What I could do is I got this listening horn. I could see if I could hear how many there are, or what they're saying.
Oh, I think that might be good.
Give me
I
a
like that.
scan result, but with a +1 effect to the consequences.
Is that towards me?
That is sus.
Uh,
Scan.
what's +1 of the consequence?
So consequences are so +1 to the effects is base.
Or-
Extra dice.
I'm trying to think how many dice I'm supposed to be rolling here.
Roll your base scan, and if it's a contraption that adds dice to your scan, don't forget to add that because you're using your listening horn. Don't forget to describe your listening horn as well to the viewers in more detail.
Okay.
So
that'd be 2d6.
yeah, fantastic.
Okay.
This will help you get a better success if you get a success. That's what the effect of having improving from. So it improves the results of your roll rather than anything else.
Yeah, so Sus would try to creep a little closer. Pull out his little listening horn. It's kind of like an old timey, like a Civil War movie where they put like the little megaphone directly into their ear, like a little metal one, and just kind of cock his head and try to pick out words or voices or whatever he can figure out.
You make out a few words and distinct laughs. He's gone off to hide the loot. He'll be back in a bit, but we got some time to play a bit of dice and keep ourselves out of this cold. You joining? Clarence, come on. You hear somebody kick somebody awake. Is he back yet? Golly, at least we got a fire, eh? We're not out in the rain. This isn't good. You hear 3 distinct voices. Something about somebody hiding something in the woods. Some sort of leader figure. And 3 of them sort of playing some sort of game to pass the time. But you can hear that they're obviously keeping watch as well. You might be able to take advantage of that situation in your plan.
Oh, Derek, Grunkle, there's 3 of them over there. They're playing dice. There might be a 4th, because he's hiding treasure.
Maybe we go after him. If we go after him, he'll be on his own. We could take the things that he's trying to hide before he comes back.
But then we go in the warm with the others, right?
Yes.
'Cause
We
it-
can go and see the others once we have his head.
and then we can show his head to them and be like,
Yes.
"You give us your worm, or this is you."
Exactly.
and then they'll be scared.
Exactly. Let me just find out where he's gone. I will summon a spirit, a devil from the hells, and it will show us the way. I call upon Xanathar, demon of the hells, finder of the ways, watcher of the paths. Come to me, and demonstrate the path that this man has taken. Show us the way that he has traveled, so that we may take and feast on his bones.
That sounds very much like the practice of witchcraft, invoking the magics. I believe there's a cost to that. Are you going to
Stress. Stressful.
Are you going to pay the toll, physical exertion to?
Of course. Always.
So I'd like you to make the appropriate roll for your invoke. From the embers and your campfire, smoke wraps up and sputters out, engulfing you all. Some of you with weaker constitutions might be caught up in a coughing fit as the smoke solidifies. A smoke-like demonic figure appears. You've summoned me.
Yes, Xanathar, you're here. That's good. One of the people, they have traveled. They carry treasure with them. I need you to show us the way. Show us to him.
You will have to pay more for what is gained from my guidance. Some must be taken.
Ah, you wish to bargain. You wish to bargain with Grunklepan. It's interesting. What is it you require?
I will take payment in the form of material goods or blood sacrifice in my name.
I think we can do blood sacrifice. We might have the tools at our disposal. Yes, blood sacrifice it is. We will give you his soul.
Then I will lead you to the unwary one. Okay. Your quick thinking and invoking a demon to guide you to one of shadowy deeds, particularly good as this person seems to be hiding something in sort of dimming light. How are you going to approach this raid on this individual? Are you going to sneak in? Are you going to catch him by surprise and smash him and then grab his belongings? Are you going to set a trap for when he wanders back? Are you going to try and talk to him? Are you going to slaughter him or some other trick?
Grunklepan suggests we distract and then Derek smash. Derek run in when he's distracted.
I know I'm big, but I'm actually I can do sneaky. If you distract, right, I'll sneak up right close behind him and hit him really hard.
Yes, we can distract.
If I take the head, you can have the body for your sacrifice.
Yes, well, when you kill him, Derek, you say, "Death, I sacrifice his soul to Xanathar." That is what you say. Practice that.
I sacrifice his soul to Xanathar.
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 Yes.
Xanathar. I sacrificed his soul to. I sacrificed his soul
Exactly.
to Xanathar.
Do the loud bit later. Yes. So,
Yeah.
we distract. Sass,
Okay.
can you distract as well? Sass? No? Okay, I'll do it. Right.
What?
And I pull out my bag of broken... Oh, was that Sass speaking? No?
I might have a distraction.
Good.
One second. I can't stab Grunklebun. I can't stab Grunklebun.
No, you
Can't.
can't.
Would I be able to take my listening horn and use it just like a really shitty megaphone?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that your tinkering probably play a role in that action, but let me just see. Do you think an action would be appropriate for that? Have you got anyone in mind?
Probably either tinker or banter.
Yes, I think either one of those would be appropriate. Are they similar levels?
They have the same role, I believe.
Fantastic. So feel free to flavour it however you like. Okay, so
Derek, what are we gonna tell him? What do I yell at him out of the trees?
Say that we are a traveling dryad, and we want him to come to us to shower our gifts on him, and I could play my nose flute.
Yeah, pretend you're a really, really innocent and hurt little innocent. Oh no, right? I have so much gold. If only there was a hero to save me from this big bad person.
But you don't need the megaphone. I know what we do.
Yeah.
If I pretend to be the innocent and you do the shouty, blah 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 blah, and and I'd be doing this. No, I'm so bad. Hurt.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do it. We could do it. We could do it.
And then when he gets too close, you can hit him with your crossbow. And,
I know. So here we go. Here's the setting the stage. We walk around, and I play my nose flute like everything's fine, and then suddenly you go, "Oh, stop, traveler! Stop, traveler! Come, I will kill you!" And I go, "Oh no, please no!" And then he hears all that, and he runs over. Help! Yes.
Yes.
And then when he distracted, then Derek runs in, smash and sacrifice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. We start, yes.
Yeah. No, I'm ready for his plan. Where is he? Where is he?
We ready? We ready?
Okay, I'm gonna sneak off.
As you set up a position with the guidance of the demon, you see him peel back into the darkness and disappear. Only the hollow echoing of his voice in your mind reminding you of the deal that you have agreed upon. So, I am going to roll some dice to see how well you've managed to take advantage of your position. So, bear with me.
Flute.
Okay. It appears to be successful. You know it's successful because you hear a voice call out. Courage, if that is you again, with your tomfoolery, I am gonna be angry, and you're gonna get the club. You see a figure decked in leather. It's ratty in its scale, and it's a mishmash. For those of you with keen eyes, you may have noticed that it's been scavenged by various sort of factions that operate in these woods. You see a bit of elven undergarments or underclothing. You see the glimmer of a badge that would belong to one of maybe the Duke's men. His club is this horrifically carven, metal-weighted monstrosity that he brandishes over his shoulder. You can see there's a scar running down his eyes. He peers in. It sounds like you're doing a group effort in this trick. So what I would like you to do is, what you can do is work together. You share the risk and consequences if it goes awry and the stress from it, but it increases the chance to succeed, or you can have one person lead this performance, this deception.
I think we're doing this as a group, aren't we?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, you're doing the deception bit. Well, I'm doing the hit bit, right?
So
Yeah.
us are doing the group thing, I think.
Okay. And what action roles do you think would be most appropriate for this?
Good question. Trick, probably.
Yes. So you can both roll your trick.
If I have no trick, is it one die?
If you have no trick, you roll 2 die, but you take the lowest of it. You also, when you do something that you're not trained in, you put 1 mark through it, because you get experience in skills you use when you're not trained in them. So you're...
So that's two with disadvantage, basically.
Yes.
So that's a 3. Or do I mark this? Where do I mark the XP you're talking about?
I just make a note of it at the moment.
There is something on the no, there's not.
No,
I
you,
lie.
so if you were if you had a printed out character sheet, you'd put a line through it, and then you put a cross, like a diagonal line through it, and then eventually you'd fill it in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pull out my while he's playing his flute, pull out my little reverse hearing horn. Just like, all right, I'm the biggest troglodyte in these woods, and I fucking hate music. If you don't stop playing that music, I'ma got ya.
Oh no! But I'm a merchant and I'm carrying all my goods to sell. Please don't rob me of all of my money. I need help! Help! Help!
I'ma break your flute and take your goods.
Don't do that! No! If someone could help me, please! I pay you handsomely.
Okay. Did you roll something?
I did. I got a 4.
4, which is mixed results.
Yes.
Because you'd set up beforehand the gosh, folks, give me a second. I've got to admit, these are some of the new terms, and although I know what I mean by them, I want to make sure I get the right terms for you, because I don't want to get you so you're it's a risky position, because although you're luring somebody in and you know the circumstances and you've played to their nature, or what you've gathered from their nature, you're still lying yourself in a vulnerable position to sell this, so it's a risky position. Although you have a chance of a good outcome from this, as you know there's going to be a payoff to this. Fortunately, the mixed results mean that you're probably going to suffer some sort of consequence from this. You sell this too well. Who's playing the role of the troglodyte? Was it you, Sus?
Yeah.
The man moves forward at a pace you wouldn't expect. You see the lust for money and wealth and the possibilities written in his face. He brings down his maul with surprising speed and is going to...
I was waiting for him. Can I interrupt this? Can I resist this for him?
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
So the consequence would have been a wound to Sus. Derek, how are you going to resist this consequence?
I'ma smash him before I can smash Sus. I was waiting for him to come and take the bait, and he's taking the bait, and he might be quick,
Okay.
but I'm quicker.
Roll your smash roll, I believe. Is that the action?
So I got 2 ticks and a big heavy stabby stick with pulverizing and powerful. What do I do?
So it sounds like you have some plus effects on them. Is that correct?
Yeah. I got an edge pulverizing, an edge powerful, an edge reach, and 2 ticks on skulk and a heavy stabby stick. Sorry, I like smashing. I was waiting for it to smash.
Fantastic. So what's your base smash?
2.
2. I am going to allow you, because a lot of that gear and edges seem to synergize, I'm going to allow you to add 2 extra dice to this roll. So you roll
So I roll 3.
4.
4. Yeah.
There we go.
Smash. All right. Roll. 4d6. Alright. Alright.
What,
For that god that Grunkle Bum's talking about.
what would have been a medium wound on Sus, thankfully just becomes a glancing blow as you manage to smash the would-be assailant of poor Sus, the slight kobold. And Sus, you take a light wound, which you can resist yourself, because you had a success. I don't believe you'll take any stress from this. You were readied to do this, Derek. This is what you live for.
Smashy time!
It's just a light wound for me, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Seeing that shit happen, I'm just gonna like scurry away, like just shakily trying to load my crossbow. Like, hold your horses, baby. It's a trap. And just run away.
Fantastic. Are you going to let loose with your crossbow?
Yeah, I guess I would try to run a little distance away and then try to like load it up and fire it.
Go for it.
So that'd be finesse, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I have 2 finesse. I'm assuming it's just a regular crossbow, so just 2d6.
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Double 3.
That's a failure. As you go to release your crossbow, you line it up and you're sure that you've got enough distance thanks to the pulverizing smash that Derek delivered to this bandit. Like, not a foot, which gives you the time to scamper in position. Whang! Your crossbow's rope breaks and a bolt just drops off a few feet in front of you.
Intended design. It's intended design.
So, you could resist if you wanted to this, Sus. You're used to, like, contraptions breaking in the field. You may even have something that you can use to remedy this situation. But it's stressful working under pressure, and you.
Right.
So,
I have a toolkit.
Yes, you do.
So would I be able to try to repair this while they're working, or?
Absolutely. So, what I'm trying to get you used to is consequences happen from like failures or as a result of mixed results, but you can resist these. But resisting them isn't a said thing, and so you can weaken or lessen the effect. But you can't use the same skill to resist it as you use to make the action.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I could try to resist this with Tinker then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just another 2d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, double 2s.
No. The stress of it, and maybe the voices getting onto you. You've compounded it. This is going to need to take some serious time to repair and get back in working order.
Okay.
Until then, your crossbow is out of service.
Yeah,
Well, if a job needs doing, it needs doing yourself. I'll do the sacrifice then. And I'll go in with the bone knife into his heart. And I want to take it, and I want to take it for Xanathar.
Do they take stress for that, by the way?
You will do. You would take 4 stress. which is 6 minus the highest roll on your resistant roll.
So I mark both light and both medium then?
Yeah, you just tick off four boxes. We're playing with a playtest rules and stress. So
Okay.
there's more chance of you going feral, which seems to be like with your character's maybe instant ability, maybe pretty nice, pretty fitting.
All right. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping track of everything right here.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm trusting my players, which because we're all here to have
Go-
fun, I can.
Don't listen to the voices. It's not a bad thing if your string breaks. It's just battle.
It's a real bad thing, baby.
Always listen to the voices. Always listen to them. They have good advice. Ah.
Okay. What action are you wanting to take, Drunkelban?
I want to stab him in the heart. Ah.
What are you using?
I'm using my bone knife, my sacrificial dagger, to make the sacrifice. I am going to do it, I suppose. I'm doing it in an angry manner, so probably powerfully, which isn't good. But I'll do that. Gah,
Okay.
smash.
So how many dots do you have under that action?
None.
Fantastic. Ooh, which is a good time to talk about dark arts.
Yeah, I use one of those.
Okay. You get dark arts allow you to add 2 rolls. And I will
I
read
use
a
one,
little-
yes. That's right. Yes.
Yes, you've got 1. You spend 1. I just want to make sure. Ooh. Believe that is a mixed success.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm just
Ah.
slamming my crossbow on the ground. Just everybody saw it. Everybody watched you fuck up.
Right. I'll give you a fight later, and we can practice. All right.
We're gonna have to kill him. We're gonna have to kill everybody that saw it.
As the dagger bites through the leather, there's a slight bit of resistance. You feel that sickening blood, and you feel it creak against the bone and rib cages. You don't hit home. You feel the bite and you feel the blood coming out and start the process. But this is a tougher opponent than a simple farmer. You think you're going to need to find. You think you're going to need a little bit more to do this wound, and you hear in your mind, "I grow impatient. You called my name, but you haven't succeeded yet. Most disappointing, Grunkelbun. Most disappointing." You feel that there's a sense of urgency to get this deed done. Which I'm going to introduce you to progress clocks. Each action and result may tick off a segment of this. You know you have to wound this person before 6 ticks pass. Otherwise, your demon you've summoned might grow displeased. There we go. So in this flow, Grunkelbun's just tried something and it's had success, and you can see the person reeling for their wound. So there's an opportunity for you to act. Who's going to do it? Is it going to be Sus that is sort of inundated with stress and the voices? It's Derek, recovered from his surge on him. Looks like Derek's very eager, folks. I think Derek wants to act.
Yeah. I'll cut his head off. No, I want to break his legs.
Okay. Sounds like you're playing into your cruel nature.
Yeah, I want to cut his legs off and see him suffer.
Okay. I'll allow it. What action are you going to use?
Well, I want to smash him. I want
Okay.
to smash him real hard with a big stabby stick. Except it's more of a cutting sort of stick because I'm trying to get the sharp bit in like his legs and like put them in two parts.
Mm.
So
I'm
Yeah,
gonna argue that because you're playing into your monstrous nature, and when you go in for the kill, you smash. But this is gonna require a little bit of finesse in wrangling it.
that's fine. See, I've got used to working my fingers, right? They might have claws and stuff, but I can sew and I can write. So I've got 1 point in finesse.
Fantastic. You get a dark heart as you play into your nature. You've seen him injured, and he's wounded. He's yelping out in pain. Ugh! He's about to cry out.
I want to hear him cry.
Okay. So I would like you to roll
I
finesse.
grab him by the chest to go, go on, scream.
I would like you to roll your finesse roll.
Alright, is that 1? Is that 1d6?
Yes, if you can. Don't forget to use your dark heart. You've just gained 1, so you should have 2.
Alright, dark heart, that means 2. 2d6.
Are dark hearts expendable? Like if you use one, you tick it off?
Yes.
Oh,
You can regain them
cool.
back. Yes.
Alright, cool.
That is a mixed success. As you play into your nature. And as you break and maim his legs.
It's bones for our strongholds.
Start ripping them out. There's a crack and jutting as they come out. Back at the camp, Clarence hears a scream echo in the forest. What was that? That sounded like... Oh, Vagintrus. Back in your clearing, the delightful sounds of suffering as this person is in...
Can I beat him with his own leg?
Can indeed. You can see the Grunkleburn, you can see the life starting to like flow out of this.
Yes. Yes. And as he's being beaten with his own leg, I'd like to hold back his hair. And I'd like to run my knife across his neck as I whisper in his ear, shh, shh, it's not going to be okay.
I'm just like leaning against a tree, just smashing my crossbow into the ground. They're better than you. They're so much better than you. They don't even like you.
And I'd like to offer his soul as he passes up to Xanathar.
Fantastic. I was waiting to see if you remembered.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You, Sus, are able to hear as you clutch your contraptions and try and drown the voices out with various things. You can hear the footsteps and clamours of the men that you heard in the camp rushing to arrive. You have some time to set up a better position and prepare for this engagement. Otherwise, you may be catched unaware.
Are they coming from a position that would be the opposite side of these other two, or would it be their, like, am I between them and the people